Chapter 6, Entering a New World. The morning after the purge, Ava sat alone in the quiet space of the West Wing, her thoughts tangled in the events of the past night. She had watched it happen, the dismantling of men who had tried to deceive Nathanaël, the cold precision with which he had destroyed them. And she had been part of it. For months, she had fought for independence, for control over her own life. But now, instead of simply finding work, she had stepped into a war she never intended to fight. Her hands trembled slightly as she cradled Wonder, her daughter shifting peacefully against her chest. Had she made the right choice? She had wanted security, a fresh start. She never expected power, influence, or a role in something so ruthless. Was she losing herself? Or was she finally becoming who she was meant to be? Nathanaël's presence. The door creaked softly. Ava looked up as Nathanaël entered, his expression unreadable. She wondered, did he regret pulling her into this? Or had he always intended for her to be here? For a long moment, he said nothing. Then, he set a cup of tea in front of her. Nathanaël, quietly, you've barely slept. She exhaled sharply, a small, exhausted laugh escaping her. He wasn't wrong. A beat passed before she found the courage to ask. Ava, softly, do you ever regret the choices you make? Nathanaël leaned back against the chair across from her, studying her carefully. Nathanaël, thoughtful, only the ones that weren't necessary. His words sat heavy in the air. And Ava wondered, was this necessary? Had she truly needed to be involved? Or had she simply allowed herself to get swept up in his world? Ava stood outside Dufford Enterprises, her breath steady but deliberate. This wasn't survival anymore, this was choice. For the first time in years, she was about to enter a space where she would prove herself, not fight to exist. Inside the mansion, a carefully selected nanny had arrived, seamlessly integrating into their home to care for Wonder and assist Mireille. She wasn't just a helper, she was an extension of their newfound stability. Ava had no excuses left. It was time. The office atmosphere. Walking into the building, she felt the pulse of power around her, the sleek glass offices, the quiet hum of efficiency, the hushed conversations of professionals who built empires with data, numbers, and careful precision. She wasn't intimidated. She was ready. The financial sector of the company was sharp, calculated, buzzing with analysts, investors, and executives who lived by numbers alone. Her team glanced at her, some curious, others skeptical. Who was she? A new analyst? Someone Nathanaël handpicked? She ignored the whispers. She wasn't here because of him. She was here because she belonged. She settled at her desk, the screen flickering to life with numbers, reports, and projections. Her first assignment landed in her inbox almost instantly, an urgent financial report that needed verification before a board review. A small smirk tugged at her lips. They weren't going easy on her. She dove in, dissecting figures, calculating margins, scanning for discrepancies. And then, there it was. A miscalculation in revenue forecasts. She adjusted the data, added projections based on accurate trends, and sent back the report, no hesitation, no second guessing. Minutes later, an email returned. Who corrected this? This analysis is sharp, who sent it? Ava exhaled, gripping the edge of her desk. Her work was noticed. Later that evening, she found herself in his office again, not as someone seeking direction, but as someone who had already proven her worth. He glanced at her from his desk, a knowing look in his eyes. Nathanaël, calm, intrigued. The finance team is asking who you are. Ava straightened, refusing to shrink beneath his gaze. Ava, steady.
I'm their new financial analyst.
A pause, one that lingered just long enough to shift something between them. Nathanaël smiled, a rare, fleeting thing. Nathanaël, quietly, good. Let them wonder. And just like that, She had arrived. 1 year had passed, and everything had changed. Ava had solidified her place in Dufford Enterprises, earning respect through precision, strategy, and an unyielding ability to see what others missed. She was no longer just the woman Nathanaël had taken in, she was an asset, a force, a name within the company. She had become someone people relied on. And yet, outside of work, her world remained intimate and untouched. Mireille thrived, regaining strength, stepping back into her role with a quiet wisdom that kept Ava grounded. Little Wonder grew with startling speed, her laughter filling the halls, her small feet running across the West Wing, her presence becoming the heart of their home. And then came the night that shifted everything.